Welcome to ARW. I'm Harold, and after a disastrous week working on a different project than this one, uh, right in the middle of a do-over, I broke my hole saw, and so that's the reason for this video. I had to stop making the other one and do this one. I had to make a tool, as they say. So today we're going to make a hole saw arbor, and we'll just have to go ahead and get on with it. How about that? Okay, so here I was cutting this 4-inch hole with this hole saw, and if you don't pull it, push down very hard, it'll start squalling loud, and if you push down a little bit harder, it'll cut fast and quietly. But I pushed down a little bit too hard, and I broke that off right there. That means I got to take all this apart, find a piece of metal that I can make one of these from, and make that piece all over again. Then I can go back to the project where I was cutting the hole. So you see what we're up to, hey? So what we know is that I'm going to try to duplicate this thing right here, because I twisted the hex off of this end. Alright, so I've already drilled the end with the big hole and reamed it out, and the little drill bit fits it. Okay, so yeah, I didn't get the camera in time. Anyway, I'm turned it around. I'm going to square off this end, and I'll turn this thing between centers. Okay, like I said, we're going to turn this thing between centers, and I'm going to screw up the end here a little bit. Doesn't necessarily have to be terribly true, because I want to cut off, you know, that much of it. Alright, that's good enough. Now to put a center hole in it. That's good enough right there. We got a center now. So I'll change things out and get this thing set up with a dog to hold on to it, and center in the tailstock, and we'll begin to turn the size down. Alright, so we'll true up this center so that it's really not wobbling around in it. You can see it's got a little run out to it there. Someone the other day on the channel I was watching had made a tool for removing the valve keepers off small engines, and I said, well, I'd made one back in the 70s, and sure enough, there's one that I laying on the floor, the one that I made to remove the valve keepers off of Hondas and other motorcycles. A little rusty now. I bet you guys were wondering if I had a dog big enough to bite that piece of metal. Well, I do. Believe it or not, I do. Starting off with a dowel insert. Well, that looks like about 1, 4, 5, 3, 1, 4, 53. Okay, so double check this one. Alright, still got a ways to go. We're 433. Looks to me like. It's 1.424. So, got another 10 thousandths. That should be it. Yeah, that's dead on. Okay. So, at this point, I've got to cut it down to 5/8 over here, back for a certain distance, which is not very far. As you can see, it's just that little bit. So, all right, I've got it marked off to 1/2 inch. I need to cut it back a 1/2 inch further back, and it needs to be 5/8 diameter when I finish. It's 1.4 now, and we're going for 0.625, so that'll be a lot of metal removal. It's going to take a while, huh? You guys go ahead and take a nap until I get right down there close. Alright, here we are. We're down to approximately the 5/8 mark. I missed it just a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. Actually, and I'm going to slow this thing way down because there's not any A-bomb in me. When we get down to the end, I'll just crash if I don't. Alright, let's double check, see if I'm square. Looks to be square. Looks to be my 90-degree spot. Okay. If this looks kind of fast, I'll put it in back gear. I think I can handle that. So, let's see. I had a thread gauge in my hand no more than a couple of seconds ago. I was going to check that with. There it is. I close that drawer so I don't use it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, we'll start with that and see where we wind up. Might be pretty bad. Might be pretty good. That's what's wrong. Look at that. The idiot had the tool post loose. Can't thread like that. Alright, we need to try it. And we're right here in jaw 1.
Alright, so a couple of spring passes and we'll have it. That's going to be it. Screws under there quite well. So the next step is to start on this side here. I've got to put the dog on here and hang on to it, so let me work that out and I'll wake you up. I'm going to have to switch to a 4-jaw chuck. I can't get the dog to hang on right to that spot right there. I don't want to hold on to the threads, so I'm just going to have to turn it around and put it in a 4-jaw chuck and center it up and we'll go from there. Now we're getting down close. A couple hundred thousandths left. Alright, I've got it down to about 627 thousandths. 625 being 5/8, but the piece I'm copying is actually about 615 thousandths. So I'm going to take just a tiny bit more off of this, and it'll make the threads fit better anyway. So just hang in there and we'll take off a little bit more. Let's say 7 or 8 thousandths more. I know it helps if you're using a die. Cut it a little bit small. It's about 619, so that's pretty close to the one I'm copying, which is 615. So I'm going to leave a little extra meat on there and go ahead and cut down the part for the end here.